Back here at the Nationwide Arena, the Final Four. First of the doubleheader pits Stanford against Minnesota. A rematch of a game that happened earlier this season in which the Cardinal won 3-1. And Stanford takes the first set 26-24 behind their star play of Inky Ajanaku. And Inky, one of those players that's just the difference maker that the Cardinal need. And for Minnesota, they're going to look for their senior Sarah Wilhite, to get it done for them. This is a very experienced team in the Golden Gophers. As we said, their only new starting player, Alexis Hart. And it's tough to really call her a freshman with the way she plays. She plays like a senior out there. One of those just all-around great players. She was in the talks with Plummer and Haggerty, Molly Haggerty of the Wisconsin Badgers, for Freshman of the Year. And Catherine Plummer ended up winning the award yesterday. And head coach John Dunning wins Coach of the Year today. As this Cardinal team, the turnaround wasn't huge from last season in terms of overall record. But the way this team has played down the stretch, as we said, 14 out of 15 games won. And have just been dominating teams up and down. And after being down 2-0 against Wisconsin, this team came out with nothing to lose in the third, fourth, and fifth set and have dominated. Back to action in the Nationwide Arena. Second set to get underway. Rosado, Swenson, tap, blocked down. Wilhite can't recover. And Plummer starts off the first set strong for the Cardinal. Stanford with 6 blocks in the game, getting it done at the net. They always say defense wins championships. Stanford trying to take that logic and ride it all the way through. Lohman with a good swing, dug out Fitzmaurice. Great for Plummer. Just mishits it, and it goes out of bounds. Looked like it may have caught the back line right there. It didn't. And it's 1-1 here in the second. And back to serve Sarah Wilhite. Teams have switched sides here in the second. Plummer, Gray, the slide from Ajanaku, rips it down, but the point goes to the Golden Gophers as she hits the antenna on the way down. Hitting error on Inky. That is just a calculated error that she was taking in. The set was a little far out. Good serve overpass. Swenson. Rosado's going to bring it near side for Hart. And she mishits that one. Teams are tied up at 2-2. So back-to-back hitting errors from both teams. And so far, both teams not hitting too well. So as we mentioned, teams have switched sides. The Golden Gophers now in front of us here, as the Cardinal are on the other side of the net. Great put a good serve down here. Hart. Swenson. Up the middle goes Lohman, blocked down by Lutz. Covered. Outside to Tap. And she gets the kill off the block. Paige Tap with a big swing there. Her and her twin sister, Hannah Tap, both seniors playing on this experienced Minnesota team. Tap back to serve. Hence, Gray. Outside to Plummer, hitting error as it goes into the net and out of bounds. And the Gophers up 4-2 with a bit of momentum. And the few fans on this side for the Golden Gophers cheering their team on loud as Tap serving from the near left corner, just gets it over Plummer. Gray, Ajanaku up the middle off the block, able to rip it down there. 4-3, Inky with her 8th kill of the game. Second behind Wilhite for overall lead in the game. And back to serve from the far left corner, Catherine Plummer. Puts a good one down here, struggled with Swenson outside, off the block, Plummer able to dig. Gray will set on the outside for Vonyak, and she mishits another one. And the point goes to the Golden Gophers. Vonyak, that's only her first hitting error, but Stanford with 5 so far here in the second. Check that, 4 hitting errors when they only had 3 in the first. In the game now, Shaw, and she goes back to serve. Plummer, Gray, outside for Vonyak, roll shot dug out by Hart. Swenson from the back line goes Wilhite, Hence able to dig. Gray, Vonyak off the block, Rosado digs. Sulliger Swenson for Hart, rips it through the block, 6-3 Golden Gophers. Minnesota starting to feel it. Stanford hitting pretty poor right now. They're trying to hit too much with finesse instead of going with the power swings. Plummer, Gray, Ajanaku, blocked down. Cardinal recover. Vonyak has to push it over. Swenson, Hart, blocked down by Lutz near side. That was a huge side out for Stanford, and boy did they need that one. And Ajanaku will come out for Fitzmaurice. And that was a huge play as Minnesota was really starting to roll right there. 6-4, Hence back to serve, gets a good one down here, Rosado. Swenson, back line goes Wilhite, dug out by Gray. Play at the net, and hitting it down strong was Hannah Tapp. 7-4 here in the second. Golden Gophers trying to push and pull away from Stanford. Stanford trying to close the gap. Good serve here, Hence, Gray, and Fitzmaurice rips it down up the middle for the kill. 7-5 early on here in the second. A lot of time for Stanford to make this 2-point gap up. They did a nice job in the first of doing that, and Lutz will sub out for Kelsey Humphreys, and Fitzmaurice is up front. Such a good blocker. Humphreys with a good serve down here. Wilhite struggles. Swenson throwing it back near side for Wilhite. Stanford able to dig. Vonyak, Gray, Fitzmaurice, roll shot dug out by Swenson. Rosado bump set near side for Wilhite. Hence able to dig clean. Gray near side for Vonyak. Roll shot dug out by Swenson. Rosado from the back line and dug out by Stanford. Gray, Fitzmaurice dug out from the back line of the Golden Gophers. Wilhite near side gets the kill as Fitzmaurice's block attempt goes out of bounds. 8-5 here in the second. The Golden Gophers led by head coach Hugh McCutcheon, who's up right now giving his team some advice and some words as far as where to go with the serve. And Rosado serving from the near left corner, just gets it over. Plummer struggles, play at the net, and the Cardinal get the point as Gray was able to win the joust battle right there. 8-6. Stanford wins the first set 26-24 behind a nice first set from Inky Ajanaku, and the Cardinal hit really well. They've started off slow and sluggish here in the second, trying to turn it around. Service error from Holland McKenna, and right now Stanford making just unforced errors on themselves and are beating themselves right now. Minnesota not playing too well here early in this set. They have 4 kills with 3 hitting errors. Swenson back to serve. Plummer, Gray, dump, gets the kill. Great read by Jenna Gray right there, picking up her second kill of the evening. We're here at the Nationwide Arena in Columbus, Ohio, where it's packed. This is the home of the Columbus Blue Jackets. And Wilhite will come near side, but she's blocked down. Jenna Gray and Ajanaku combine. Jenna Gray has become one of the best players for this Cardinal team as only a freshman. Fans are so excited for how great this team's going to be in the years to come, especially when they get Haley Hodson back next season. Good serve here. Swenson has to save it. Play at the net. Jousted back down, and the Cardinal even it up at 9. Ajanaku in the game, just such a difference maker. She's the player to tell these girls it's an all or nothing game. No need to play with any hesitant. Go out there and dominate. 9-9. We're going to take our first break here on KZSU. I'm Jimmy Garcia. Thanks for listening, and we'll be right back with the rest of the Final Four second set.
I'm Nick Sullivan with KZSU Sports. It's for the Cardinal in the last few years, and KZSU has been there with you all the way. We're a student-run organization, and we need your help to continue broadcasting all the great Stanford sports. Please send us a donation by mail to KZSU, P.O. Box 20190, Stanford, California 94309. That's KZSU, P.O. Box 20190, Stanford, California 94309. Or you can click the donate link on KZSU's webpage at kzsu.stanford.edu. Thanks for all your support, and go Stanford!
Back here on KZSU 90.1 FM, I'm Jimmy Garcia. Stanford up 1-0 over the Minnesota Golden Gophers, looking for their second straight big upset as they defeated Wisconsin last Saturday in 5 sets after being down 2-0. They're tied up at 9-all here in the second. Behind Stanford's slow start, they picked it up after being down 9-6. Plummer and Ajanaku playing great this game. Ikiardi with 6 blocks. Fitzmaurice back to serve, sends a good one down here. Swenson up the middle goes Lohman. Humphreys gets a hand on it. McKenna able to save it. Plummer gonna 3-ball it over. Swenson for Wilhite. Fitzmaurice digs. Play at the net great for Plummer. Blocked down. Stanford recovers. Hit over. Rosado. Sulliger Swenson. Wilhite. She rips it down on the near side. And Fitzmaurice unable to dig. And that's just a rough play with Hentz on the bench. Out of rotation for Fitzmaurice with no libero there on the back. A 6'6" player struggles to dig that kind of a ball. And Minnesota goes back up 1-10-9. Sarah Wilhite back to serve. Near right corner. Gray, the slide. Ajanaku ripping it down on the big cross-court swing. Sarah Wilhite, though, with 12 kills on 32 swings already. Trying to lead her team to victory. 3 of the 4 teams were all here last year. The only team that wasn't are the Cardinal. Texas, Minnesota, and Nebraska all returning to the Final Four this season. And going up the middle was Tapp, and they're going to say she mishits it. Point to Stanford. And they go up 11-10 now. Paige Tapp just missed it. And back to serve now for Stanford. Jenna Gray, far left corner, gets a good one down. Wilhite, Swenson, Lohman up the middle gets the kill. 11-11. And in the game and going back to serve now, Paige Tapp. She'll be serving from the near left corner. Takes a couple dribbles. Just gets it over. Hentz. Overpass. And just botching it was Alexis Hart. Point to Stanford off the hitting error. And that was a wasted opportunity. And Stanford really has to take a sigh and a deep breath right there. A sigh of relief that one was not just destroyed back at them. Plummer back to serve, gets a good one down here, service ace! Stanford up 2 is Plummer. Sends a good one down. Stanford with 2 service aces to 2 service errors, 1-1 in this game, while the Golden Gophers have no aces with no errors. Plummer serving from the far left corner, Rosado. Sulliger Swenson, Lohman able to rip it down up the middle. She picks up her 5th kill on 8 errorless swings. She's hitting in the 600s now. And back to serve Shaw in the game for the Golden Gophers. From the near right corner, Hentz. Gray, up the middle goes Inky, stuffed. Cardinal recover. Bump set out to Lutz, and she'll get the kill. Vonyak will get credit for the set. Inky tried to go up strong. Smart play by Minnesota. They read that one beautifully, and they went up strong for her. But it kind of let the other players on the outside a little vulnerable, and hence we'll go back to serve. Wilhite struggles. Swenson near side for Hart, and she's able to rip it down on the outside as the block was shading toward the antenna, and Hart hits it towards the middle part of the court. 14-13, Stanford up by 1. Going back to serve, Goner. From the near middle part of the court, Hent struggles. Gray, near side for Lutz. And the point goes to Stanford, as Minnesota thought that they got that one. Wilhite sort of looking around. They don't get the call, and Lutz will sub out for Humphreys. It's Fitzmaurice with Vonyak, Jenna Gray, Morgan Hens, Catherine Plummer, and Kelsey Humphreys. Cardinal up 15-13. Good serve down here, Wilhite. Swenson on the outside, goes tap, but she's stuffed at the net by Fitzmaurice and Vonyak. Stanford with defense. They already have 10 blocks through 2 sets. 5 in each set so far. They're up by 3, 16-13. Humphreys, far right corner. Rosado, Swenson, tap, blocked out by Vonyak and Fitzmaurice. 11 blocks for the Card. Timeout taken by the Golden Gophers. We're going to keep it here for this timeout, as Stanford is going on a run right now, and they're doing it defensively. Adriana Fitzmaurice right now with 5 kills and 5 blocks. Ivana Vonyak with 2 kills on 2 blocks has been clutch in the last couple of plays. Jenna Gray, the setter, with 2 kills, 20 assists, 4 digs, and 4 blocks right now. And Stanford really not hitting well in this set, but neither is the Golden Gophers. Stanford, 7 kills on 4 errors, 19 swings, hitting 158, while Minnesota has 8 kills, 9 hitting errors, and they're hitting in the negative numbers. And the big difference in the points is in the blocking category. Stanford with 11 blocks to Minnesota's 2.5, and Stanford has 6 in this set alone. There was an interesting article out in Flow Volleyball Magazine about this matchup today, and Stanford has really been picked against all season long. A lot of the committee wanting that Big Ten championship game counted out this Cardinal team. They had Wisconsin going through. Stanford stunned that school and are looking to go 2-0 this season against Minnesota and solidify their spot in the national championship game. The game following this one between Nebraska and Texas, we will not be bringing you that game on KZSU, but we will be sure to let you know what happens if Stanford goes through on Saturday to the national championship game, and we may be able to get you some more information as far as who they will be playing before that game. Stanford also has 2 more digs, 32-30. Good serve, back to action, Wilhite. Swenson for Wilhite, and she gets a little punch kill to go on the outside as she just threw a fist at it and got the point to go. While the Cardinals fan section is behind us, there's 3 Golden Gopher fans behind us going crazy as Rosado and the near left corner to serve. Plummer, Gray, outside to Fitzmaurice, gets the kill as she's able to find the very last bit of the back line. Cardinal up by 4, 18-14. Can Stanford pull away? Holland McKenna back to serve now. She had a service error in the first set. Rosado, Swenson, Wilhite, dug out by McKenna. Humphreys will set it for Plummer. Big swing on the outside, and she gets the kill. Kelsey Humphreys with the bump set, and Humphreys, another great article on her, as she has been given the title the ultimate team player, as she sat 3 seasons behind Maddie Bug, setting waiting for her opportunity and then losing the spot to Jenna Gray this season, and how she's had to adjust her own game to fit in, and her whole goal now is to win a championship. Off the block, the card recover. Humphries, Gray, Plummer. Miss hits it, and it goes out of bounds as Minnesota gave it a chase. Plummer with 6 kills on 5 airs with 16 swings. Make it 17 now. 19-15. And back to serve Swenson. Plummer with a strong dig. Gray back out for Plummer. Swenson gets a hand on it for Wilhite near side. Humphries able to dig, hence. Plummer near side, dug out from the back line. Swenson for Wilhite. Humphries digs clean. Gray out for Plummer. Rosado gets a hand on it to save it. Swenson, Lohman, Humphries with a nice save. Gray outside to Plummer. Blocks there, dug out. Rosado for Wilhite. Off the block, McKenna digs. Gray sets it on the outside for Plummer, dug out by Rosado. Near side for Wilhite. Humphries digs. Gray with a pushover. Dug out. Swenson. Play at the net. And the Cardinal joust it down as Gray will get the kill. The rally goes to Stanford. And right now it looks like they may go up 2-0. (20-15). Ajanaku back in the game, the leading killer and blocker for Stanford. Fitzmaurice with a good serve down here. Swenson for tap, dug out by Humphries. McKenna throws it on the outside for Plummer, but she's blocked down by Page Tap and Lohman on the outside. 20-16. Still a doable game for both squads. Stanford with an easier route to match or set point here. Sarah Wilhite back to serve near right corner, the senior Big Ten Player of the Year. Plummer, Gray, the slide, Ajanaku miss hits it. Point to the Golden Gophers, and Stanford cannot beat themselves right now, up by 3. Minnesota is one of those teams where if they smell blood in the water, they attack like vicious sharks. And head coach John Dunning not going to let it get any worse or any closer. He'll take a timeout. We're going to take a timeout here on KZSU. I'm Jimmy Garcia. Thanks for listening, and we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Nikki Sullivan, sports broadcaster for KZSU 90.1 FM. At KZSU, we bring you all the best of Stanford sports, but we wouldn't be able to do it without the assistance of Stanford Athletics. The athletic department is always generous in helping us get access to the players and the games, as well as providing high-quality facilities to ensure the best broadcast. The KZSU sports team would like to thank Stanford Athletics for all their support in the past, the present, and the future. Head over to GoStanford.com to see the latest scores, schedules, and news for all Stanford sports teams. That's GoStanford.com. Thanks, and go Cardinal!
Back here in the Nationwide Arena, I'm Jimmy Garcia, KZSU 90.1 FM. Final 4 matchup between two heavyweights. Stanford and Minnesota, the Golden Gophers, the number 2 seed in the nation, while Stanford's the number 6 seed and had to go through Wisconsin last weekend. But Stanford right now up 1-0 after they take the first 26-24, and they are ahead here in the second 20-17. The Golden Gophers with 2 straight points though off pure hitting errors. Stanford still hitting just above even for this second set as Wilhite will go back to serve as action is back underway. Plummer, Gray, back out to Plummer, rips it down on the outside. And the National Freshman of the Year showing what she's all about. Humphries comes out of the game for Lutz. Cardinal in their true tall small. You may hear in the background the father of Catherine Plummer, telling the Cardinal team to get the big block. Play at the net. Gray able to save it. Hence will bump set to the back line. McKenna has to 3-ball it over. Swenson will set from the back line. Goes Wilhite, hitting air into the net. Point to the Cardinal. They're up 5, 22-17. It's a smaller fan section for Stanford. There is a lot of Nebraska red here in attendance, while there are still quite a few Gopher fans here. Gray back to serve. Gets a good one down here. Lohman struggles. Rosado has to 3-ball it over. Opportunity for the Card. McKenna, Gray, Lutz, rips it down. 23-17. Stanford can do no wrong right now. They're playing with that certain it factor that it takes to win a national championship. Gray goes back to serve, far right corner of the 6'1", freshman setter from Kansas. Sends it over, Rosado, Seliger Swenson, Lohman up the middle, dug out by McKenna. Gray, outside to Plummer, she's blocked down by Page Tapp and Lohman on the outside. 23-18. Stanford looking to make it match point here in the second and go up 2-0. And we will bring you some interesting stats on 2-0 leads this season if Stanford can pull off this set. Page Tapp with a good serve. Plummer, Gray, up the middle goes to Joniku. Set point here in the second. The Cardinal trying to put one set between them and a national championship. Back to serve, Catherine Plummer. Far right corner, the freshman goes. Sends it long, service error. A little bit of nerves on that one. 24-19, the Card with 6 match points right now. And Shaw will go back to serve. Stanford's going to look to either set a Joniku or Plummer here, maybe even Lutz on the big X play that they run. Hence, Gray, Lutz, Rosado able to dig. Seliger Swenson for Hart, blocked down, recovered. Rosado's going to bring it near side for Hart. Plummer able to dig. Gray, Lutz, rips it down. Cardinal go up 2-0. One set away from going to the national championship. There is just something unique about this team. Their effort level, the way they play. They don't get down on themselves once they're down.